Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name is Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. Last night, KSI defeated Joe Fournier in the second round. He stopped him. He was unconscious. However, that's not the end of the story, is it? Right? Now, I'm going to be honest about this. This is a channel where you will get the truth. Right? There's no false narratives. There's no bullshit. Right? I'm not in bed with any promoter or any fighter. I'm going to say it how it is. And I'll always continue to do this. Right? The ending of this fight, it's very clear for everyone to see it was an illegal shot. Whether it was an elbow, a forearm, whatever you want to call it, that is what hit Joe Fournier on the chin, and that is what put him to sleep. Right? Not a punch, an illegal blow. That's it. There's no if, buts, or maybes. You can dress it up. You can try and brush it under the carpet. You can talk as much nonsense as you want. We all saw it. It was an illegal blow. End of discussion. Right? But it's not the end of the discussion because there's no accountability here. Let's talk about the fight first, right? So, when it was first announced, I said Joe Fournier would win. I did say that. I changed my mind in the prediction video. I watched Joe Fournier's last two fights and I came to the conclusion that he was too old and slow, right? I didn't think he'd get knocked out. I thought he'd cause KSI problems, right? I said I would be shocked if he got knocked out. So when I watched the fight, KSI came out and he was a bit clumsy and wild from a boxing point of view. You know, he's bouncing on his feet, he's doing this thing, and okay. And to be fair, when you're fighting someone like that, it can be dangerous because it's not a conventional boxer. It's not a conventional double jab right hand. You know, it's punches coming from awkward angles, and that's the problem you have when you're fighting these guys. You know, they are quite hard to prepare for. If you're used to sparring with pro boxers, when you're fighting someone who's not technically efficient as a pro boxer, it can be difficult. They can be erratic. They can be wild, which KSI was in parts of this fight. And he came out and look, he looks like he's got power. He's quite explosive. He falls into the shots, but he was catching Joe in the first round. And what you have to understand is you can't just lunge in against a fighter who's very erratic because you don't know where the punches are coming. You're best off just keeping your distance, seeing what's coming, trying to work them out and getting a few rounds under your belt. So Joe did that, right? The first round was done. We got to the second round and Joe came out and he landed the right hand, he landed a few jabs and I thought, okay, this is getting competitive now. And then KSI landed an overhand right. It buzzed him a bit. Okay, it's boxing. You get hit. Claiming a victory because you hit someone with an overhand right is a joke. It's nonsense. You hit him with an overhand right. Well done. Good shot. Okay. That doesn't mean you win a fight. So he hits Joe with the overhand right. Joe comes back. Joe stumbles a little bit backwards. But if you look at him, he knows where he is. His marbles are there, right? He's not on shaky legs. He actually tries to parry a counter that's coming back and he tries to tie KSI up, and then what KSI does, he sort of locks the arm, and then he throws a right hand, which, you know, misses completely, and then this part and that part just smashes Joe on the chin. That's what knocks him out. And when I watched it in real time, I thought, what happened there? Because he went down. It was a bit unnatural because they were so close, and usually to knock someone out at that short range is, you don't really see that a lot, especially the reaction of Joe, because he sort of went backwards and his legs collapsed. You know, he looked like a heavy knockout. So I thought, what on earth went on there? Then I didn't think anything of it till I saw the replay. And then it's very obvious it was the elbow that knocked him out. The elbow on the jaw knocked him out. It wasn't a punch that hit him and the elbow followed through. It was an elbow that knocked him out. People are comparing this to Chris Eubank and Liam Smith. It's absolutely nothing like that, right? Chris Eubank Jr. didn't get knocked out with an elbow, right? When he got put down, he was in the corner. There was a barrage of shots. And yes, a forearm got through, but shots came in after that. It wasn't one single blow to the jaw and he went on the floor knocked out. That wasn't that. This happened last night. Joe Fournier was knocked out by the forearm. Whether you think it was intentional or not, it doesn't matter. That is what knocked him out. It wasn't a punch. You can't say, oh, I hit him with an overhand right and he never thought I'd hit him with that, and that's it, and he was buzzed. Okay, fine, you hit him with the overhand right, but you didn't knock him out with that, mate. He knew where he was. You hit him with the forearm. That is what knocked him out. And KSI is training at London Shootbox. That's a famous MMA gym. Has he been practicing and drilling elbows? Because it did look a bit. I'm not saying it's intentional, right? You know, why would he want to do that intentionally? You know, he was having success in the fight, but it looked a good elbow. You know, we locked the arm in and came in with it. You know, it was just the problem for me, right? And this is the issue that I'm having, is the lack of accountability, right? If you look at that post-fight press conference, it was an absolute shambles. Honestly, it was embarrassing. You had KSI in there, right? And KSI. KSI, first of all, said it was a shot that got through. It was a foot. It was the punch landed. His head went back, and then it was a forearm. It happens in boxing. Blah blah blah. So the first question that got asked by a member of the press, I think it was Radio, where he mentioned it, and then he just described what I said, and then other people were scared to mention it. It's like the elephant in the room. They're all talking about Tommy Fury and how he's improved. It's like, forget that. Talk about how you've knocked this guy out with an elbow or forearm. And then some brave guy actually had the balls to ask a question. Just listen to this.
AJ, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Look, good performance, but I have to go back to that situation after knockdown, because on social media it's popping up, there's angles on knockdown. In my opinion, if I'm completely honest, it does look like the elbow landed before the punch. But I just want to say, Joe Fournier did walk past. I think he wanted to say to you that you didn't win cleanly. I didn't hear it correctly. Guy, Kale, Mams as well, if Joe wants to go to the commission and have a word with that, are they going to get anything done about that? Or?
Let me just quickly take that. You're a boxing reporter, or what's your background?
Yes,
I've never seen you at a boxing press conference before. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What angles you seen?
I can show you.
You show me afterwards. But let me. We've answered the question on it. There's one angle. I'll give it to you totally right. One angle looks like a straight elbow, absolutely. But there's also the key angle. If you look at behind the head, that's the angle that you look at the commission. That's the angle where you see which part when the head moves. If the head moves, then clearly there's impact. Are we agreed on that? So look at the angle from behind the head. So thank you for the question. That's more questions to Joe Fournier if he wants to put in a protest. I've heard they're going to. If they do, brilliant. That's down to the commission. But we'll just talk about the result tonight in the future, please.
I mean, that says it all. I mean, the attempt at brushing this under the carpet. The guy asked a reasonable question. He wasn't being cocky. He wasn't being smart. It wasn't like that idiot at the Nate Diaz press conference who just tried to get a bit of clout and embarrassed himself, right? He asked a legitimate question. And first of all, Sauerling goes, let me take this. And then he has the balls to ask it. He has the audacity to say, you're not a member of the press, or where are you from? It doesn't matter where he's from. It doesn't matter if that's the first time he's ever attended a boxing press conference. It doesn't make any bit of a difference. He's asking the question. Answer it, right? And to say, oh, can we talk about something else, the future? What are you talking about? That needs to be addressed. Absolutely. It's embarrassing. Now, obviously, Kalle doesn't want the gravy train to end. He's earning a lot of dosh, isn't he? Right? But that's embarrassing, mate. I mean, come on. I mean, you're lucky I was in there, because that would have gone completely different. Now, look, I wouldn't disrespect people, right? But if someone tries to mug me off like that, you're going to get a different response, because I would have told him some truths there, to be quite honest with you. Different angles in this. I've seen every angle, right? A punch doesn't connect. I've seen the back, I've seen the front, I've seen the side. A punch doesn't connect. It's the elbow that hits him on the chin and knocks him spark out. So just own it, right? And then people would have more respect for you. But the fact that you're desperately trying to hush, and push it under the carpet isn't good. Doesn't look good, and there's a reason you're doing that. We're not stupid. We all saw it. KSI came out this morning with a tweet, just completely glossed over the subject. He's not mentioning the fact that it was an elbow. Like, it's just, honest to God, I mean, I'm not saying he meant it, right? You know, the adrenaline's going, he's wild, he's unpredictable, KSI, right? And it was just a sloppy shot, right? But the fact that you're just not taking accountability says it all, right? That has to be overturned, or it has to be a no contest. You can't win the fight by hitting someone with an elbow, knocking them out. There's a difference if an elbow gets through and there's punches afterwards. That's different. This was a legit, whatever, forearm elbow, a legal blow that knocked Joe Fournier out. Whether you thought Joe was losing, winning, whatever, it doesn't matter. The defense of, oh, I hit him with an overhand right. Well done, mate. You hit him. It's boxing. You're going to hit people, right? People get hurt. People get buzzed. People recover. People don't recover. Whatever, right? You can't just say you won the fight because you hit the bloke with an overhand right. You knocked him out with an elbow. That's it. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And it's a bit embarrassing, to be honest with you. And look, I don't want to hate on KSI. You know, I've got a lot of respect for what he does. What he's achieved in his life isn't easy. Trust me. He's come from nothing and he's built himself a great fan base. And he's doing this boxing thing. He's improved a lot. It's not easy to get in the ring. It's not, right? We can all mock. But to get in there in front of a packed out arena, it's not easy. And the bloke's doing that. I take my hat off to him. But it's when he talks about, no one thinks I can do it. Everyone thinks I'll lose these fights. Who have you fought, mate? Since you lost to Logan Paul, who have you fought? You fought Luis Pinedo and Swarms. You're telling me you think that's acceptable? You think no one thought you would win those fights? Okay, late change of opponents and all that, fine, but that's who you fought. And then when you fought someone who's had a bit of pro boxing experience, granted 40 years of age, you knocked him out with an elbow. Right? Whether you look good or not, it doesn't make a difference. You knocked him out with an elbow. So, it is what it is. It's just, honestly, it's embarrassing. It's not a great look, is it? I mean, these guys, they want to act like boxers. They want to look like boxers. They want to have rules like boxers, like a 10 count and things like that. Well, you can't hit people with elbows in boxing. That's just in the rule book. You can't just do that. So you can't. That fight has to happen again. It does. You can't. No matter what the Tommy Fury thing, that'll have to wait. You can't just brush it under the carpet and pretend it never happened. We saw it. We all saw it. So I think it has to happen again. You know, if you were Joe Fournier, you'd be fuming. You'd be absolutely fuming. And let me tell you something, right? And this will end the debate. If Joe Fournier did the same to KSI and the fight finished with an illegal blow like that, would you have had the same response from KSI and his promoter? No. So that answers the question. Right, Tommy Fury and KSI. We're here again, aren't we? I mean, I've said this before. Tommy Fury must think it's his birthday and Christmas rolled into one. Every single day he wakes up. I mean, getting millions of pounds to fight white-collar fighters is just unbelievable. And if you don't know what a white-collar fighter is, in England we call it white-collar. It's not amateur, it's not pro, it's basically anyone can do it. Now, the level has got better. You get ex-pros doing it now, but it's essentially white-collar, right? KSI and Jake Paul are really good, are basically good white-collar fighters, you know? And to get millions of pounds to fight them, he's laughing. He's up. You can't hate on it. What do you want him to do? Fight a dangerous opponent for 10 grand in, you know, in a small hall show. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, he's not really going to get to any type of level in the professional game. So he's earning millions of pounds. You can't argue with that. Every fighter in his position would do the same. It's millions of pounds. You're not going to turn that down. But the nonsense of people saying that's competitive and this and that, it's not. Let me show you a clip, right? And this will end this debate, right? Look at this. So watch this. He's on his feet, comes in and misses with a shot. But if I slow it down, he lands a left hand, right? Comes with like a screw shot thing and then bang, hits the ropes. I mean, it's just wild. I mean, even Joe saw that coming. His head's down. The difference with Tommy Fury, like I said with the Jake Paul fight, he will capitalise on that. Joe's 40 years of age. He didn't have the fitness and explosiveness to come back at KSI. When KSI lunges in and misses, Tommy Fury will be bang in his face with a double jab right hand, right, or a 1-2 left hook, whatever, or an uppercut left hand, whatever he wants to do, he will retaliate, right, and it will hurt KSI. That is the difference, right? You can see by that clip, he's wild. He's literally hitting the ropes, right? So Tommy Fury just easily beats him. Okay, you have to be careful of wild punches, right? But you just keep your gloves up, and after a few rounds, it'll just be easy work for Tommy Fury. He's just not a competitive fight. It's not a competitive fight. They're selling it, and they're painting a picture of it. Right, okay, but we've been here before, haven't we? It's getting a bit boring now. Just fight Jake Paul. I don't understand the issue. You're going at each other, right? Why do you want to fight his opponents? Just fight each other. It's a massive fight. It's a mega fight. Just do it. The problem is they want to milk the cow. That's what they want to do. They want to go around the houses, milk the cow, drain every bit of money, right? And fair play, they're smart. And then they know that fight will always be there when it's a mega fight. But it's just that it's annoying because we're being told, oh, influencer boxing is proving to be more exciting and they put the fights on people want to see. Well, you don't, do you? Because you can't get this fight over the line, can you? Just make the fight with Jake Paul and fight. That's it. Right, let me know what you think. What do you think of the ending of this fight? Do you think it should be overturned? Do you think it should be a no contest? Should there be a rematch? And what do you think about the Tommy Fury fight? Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe.